Ever feel like you're stuck in slow motion? Like the world is moving at a snail's pace and you're just dragging your feet through molasses? Like you're staring at the clock, but the hands are barely moving. Each tick feels like an eternity, and you can't help but wonder if the batteries are dying. Yeah, that's school or work for you. The minutes stretch into hours, and the hours feel like days. It's a universal experience, isn't it? It's like time takes a vacation while you're stuck there. Your mind starts to wander, and you find yourself daydreaming about anything but the task at hand. I remember this one time in middle school. I swear I spent a whole day trying to make a paper airplane that could fly across the classroom. Spoiler alert, it didn't. And neither did time. It was like the universe conspired to keep me grounded. It felt like hours before the bell rang. Every second was a battle against boredom, and the clock seemed to mock me with its slow, deliberate ticks. But hey, at least I learned something that day. Sometimes the most mundane moments teach us the most valuable lessons. Mainly that aerodynamics are hard, and school clocks are even harder to crack. No matter how much you will them to move faster, they stubbornly refuse. But don't worry, I've got some tricks up my sleeve. Little ways to make the time pass quicker, or at least make it more bearable. Stay tuned. Okay, so maybe you can't actually escape school or work. I know it's a bummer, right? I mean, you could try, but I wouldn't recommend it. The consequences might not be worth the thrill. Trust me, I've tried. Once. It didn't end well. Let's just say running away isn't as glamorous as it sounds. But there are ways to make the time feel like it's going faster than a cheetah on a sugar rush. Imagine speeding through your day with ease. And the best part? It's totally legal. No jail time required. You won't get in trouble for this. My secret weapon? It's all about tricking your brain. You see, it's simpler than you think. See, your brain is like a curious little puppy. It gets bored easily. And when it's bored, time drags on. So you gotta keep it entertained. Keep it busy with fun and engaging activities. Think of it like this. You're on a long car ride with your family. The journey seems endless. It feels like it takes forever, right? Every minute feels like an hour. But if you play games, listen to music, or annoy your siblings, the time goes by faster. Suddenly, the trip doesn't seem so long. Same thing with school or work. Engage your brain, keep it active, and watch the hours fly by. It's all about making the mundane moments more enjoyable. Okay, first things first. You gotta give your brain a break every now and then. It's like hitting the pause button on a boring movie. Every 30 minutes or so, get up, stretch, walk around, or do a little dance. Just make sure your teacher or boss isn't watching. Quick breaks are like magic. They make you feel refreshed and ready to tackle the next task. Plus, it's a good excuse to avoid that one coworker who always wants to talk about their cat. Section 4. Supercharge your brain. Remember that curious little puppy I mentioned earlier? Well, it loves learning new things, so why not give it a treat? Switching between different tasks is like a brain buffet. 1 minute you're writing an essay, the next you're solving a math problem, and then, boom! You're researching the history of pizza. See? Time flies when you're having fun and learning about pizza. Section 5. Time flies. When you're busy? I know. The last thing you want to do is give yourself more work. It feels like there's already too much on your plate, right? But hear me out. Having something to look forward to can make all the difference. It can be a game changer. Plan something fun for after school or work, like hanging out with friends, watching a movie, or even trying out a new hobby. Or finally, beating that impossible level on your favorite video game. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. It's like having a delicious dessert waiting for you after you finish your vegetables. That anticipation can be motivating. You might not be thrilled about the vegetables, but at least you know there's something awesome coming up. So, keep pushing through. Section 6. Freedom. And there you have it. My foolproof plan for making time fly at school or work. Remember, it's all about keeping your brain entertained and engaged. So, take those breaks, switch things up, and plan something fun for later. Trust me, before you know it, you'll be hearing that sweet, sweet sound of freedom, the school bell ringing, or your boss saying, "Go home, you've earned it." And then, the real fun begins.